It's about that time to break down the Big 3 Championship. Coming to you all the way live right here on CBS at the home of the Los Angeles Lakers, the LA Staples Center. To my right, Director of Big 3 Basketball Operations. He's been breaking it down all year long, all year strong. The one and only Thomas Scott. T, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I can't wait. It's championship weekend.
You got killer threes taking on triplets. Not only do I want you to break down the championship, T, let's break down how these teams even got to the Big 3 Championship.
Well, let's start with killer threes. I've been really impressed with them. They've had moments where they've looked like the best team in the league. Then they've had moments where maybe they look like a junior college team.
Right.
With little elements like the referees maybe frustrating them and just kind of taking their heads out of the game. But I don't think that's going to happen in championship week. I mean, they're on a 2-game winning streak, came off a big win against Power, the defending champs. And I think they're on a high horse right now, and they're led by Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson, I saw him 9:30 a.m. in the arena getting shots up in the playoff game, and I don't expect anything less. He's going to come ready and prepared.
His focus game just seems like and it's elevated right now, right?
Exactly, and he's playing with some young guys, some new guys, Frank Nitti, C.J. Watson. He's their leader, and him and Charles Oakley have been through a lot, maybe bumped heads in the past, but they've been here since the beginning, and they're trying to get it done this week. I
also like how Franklin Sessions kind of came out of his shell, right?
Exactly. And, you know, their supporting cast has been great. Dante Green, C.J. Watson has been lighting it up from behind the three.
Josh Powell also, you can't forget about him. He's going to come back to the LA Staples Center where he played for the LA Lakers.
A former Laker, and, you know, he's been giving the little key moments, the X-factor plays that have been helping them, the boxing out, the rebounds, the extra pass, you know, the tip-ins, the little scrum plays that matter in the Big 3, the 50-50 balls, and he's a winner. And that is just bleeding onto his team. And you could just tell that those guys feel like they have a point to prove.
Absolutely. Now, let's break down the 7-1 triplets who are just not only breaking records, setting records right here at the Big 3.
Well, the expansion team, led by the MVP, ISO Joe.
Yes, congratulations, Joe.
This guy has led the league in scoring, assists. He's second in steals, and he led the league in 4-point shots. And he's also with Coach of the Year, Lisa Leslie.
All right, Thomas, now what are the keys for both teams to get this victory? You got killer threes and you got triplets. Break that down.
Well, for killer threes, they got interchangeable guys that can guard Joe Johnson, and it's the first time that the triplets have seen a cast of bodies that can stay in front of Joe. They got Steven Jackson, who's 6'10", long. Not only can he probably guard him, but he can also get some buckets on him and wear some of that energy down. They also got Dante Green, who's young, can move, and also can score, and make Joe work on the other end, as well as Josh Powell, who can move as a big man, and if switched out on him, he can stay in front. So if they can keep their heads in the game, they're very good isolation players, but if they can find those moments when that's not working and move the ball around and find an open man, hey, they got a shot at bringing home the hardware.
All right, now break down the keys to victory for the 7-1 triplets, who Lisa Leslie is, you know, coming back to the LA Staples Center. She's not trying to look bad right there at home.
Exactly. So here's my key. Can ISO Joe continue to be ISO Joe? Knowing that he's got some guys that can stand in front of him and make it a little difficult. If not, can the supporting cast chip in? Allen Anderson, Jamario Moons, Al Jefferson, and those guys.
Gennaro Pargo also coming back.
Also a former Laker.
Yeah.
You know, can those guys contribute enough and also defend to help them get it done? And to me, I think it's just that simple.
Okay, Thomas Scott, Director of Big 3 Basketball Operations. You know, there's no pressure on you right now, but do we get a Thomas Scott prediction for the Big 3 Championship going down at the LA Staples Center?
You would put this pressure on me, huh?
we got to get it, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's tough for me because with the Big 3, you can't just look at the paper and say, these guys are going to win. You know, it just doesn't work like that. It's just going to be who can get to the 50-50 balls, who can shoot better, who's hustling, who's following the game plan. And I'm just watching on the side, and I'm in anticipation like the rest of the world is. I mean, Tat, who do you got?
I got the triplets. I got the triplets. I think the triplets have done a successful job this season of staying healthy. I think they've done a successful job this season of keeping their composure. And I think Lisa Leslie has really stepped up and became not just a coach, but someone that they actually listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's why it's tough for me, because Lisa Leslie is, a former, a LA native like myself. So it's tough for me to go against her. But then Steven Jackson, and he's been invested in this league and done so much good things, and he's earned his right to be a champion.
Absolutely. And you know what? They've been down with Big 3 since day one, since season 1. And if any team is going to beat Triplets, it's going to be the Killer Threes. That's why this is such a great championship, not only for these two teams, but for the fans that are watching on CBS.
Exactly. It could go either way, and I would say that's the best thing about Big 3 than any other sport. Most sports look like, oh yeah, they got him, they got that, oh, they're going to win. But not in the Big 3. You just never know. Every week, it just depends who steps up and who's ready to go.
An absolute perfect matchup. Killer Threes taking on Triplets, and it's going down all the way live on CBS. It's going down all the way live at the home of the Los Angeles Lakers, now home of the 2019 Big 3 championship. Killer Threes taking on Triplets. Who you got? Let us know at the Big 3. Thomas Scott, I want to thank you so much. You've been doing a fantastic job all season, man. Thank you so very much.